Run, 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 Zargram, run you weird little man. Run, 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 Zargram, it's catch as catch can. Run, 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 Zargram, until your final stand. He saved the people of the kingdom, angering all the nobles in the region. He stopped the war with a prank, making the queen's wardrobe blank. He does all of this except for one thing. He was too scared for this song to sing. Run, 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 Zargram, run you weird little man. Run, 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 Zargram, it's catch as catch can. Run, 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 Zargram, until your final stand.
Ow. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Emil Prudento. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Zargram Xanders, Magician Extraordinaire, and I want to welcome you all back to my studio. Today, we're going to be doing some Twitch Plays D&D. I am a variety streamer, but I also like to do things like hosting a talk show, and I also enjoy doing stuff like doing this Twitch Plays D&D, which is an audience participation stream, where basically we have a very, very watered-down TTRPG experience, inspired by D&D, admittedly, that you guys participated in by voting on polls. I'll be covering how that works in just a little bit, because every time I do it, and just in case we have new watchers, I always go over the basics and how everything works. But suffice it to say, I'm very excited to be doing this. We have a whole playlist on the YouTube VOD archive for all this stuff, so it should be lots of fun. Anywho, how is everyone doing today? How are y'all doing? How's your Thursday going? Mine's been going relatively well so far. I slept in most of the way, but I had this weird dream where where I was in some kind of weird, like, store of some kind, and I saw these, like, Lego sets for, like, space stuff, but then I saw this big, weird bin full of all these giant, like, super-sized plushies of Pokemon, and I picked out one that looked like Umbreon, because I love Umbreon, and I just ran over there, and it felt like it was, like, not properly made, but it was really big and expensive anyway, and I heard someone in the dream say, "You will never come back here again." I'm like, okay. Then the whole place turned into some kind of, like, homeless shelter, like, multi-purpose room type thing. I don't know. It's a dream, so who knows what's going on. But anywho, that's kind of what I was dreaming before I woke up around, like, what, 1 p.m.? My sleep schedule's all messed up again. Anywho, what's up with you guys? How are y'all doing? Brown Wolf, good to see you, and welcome on in, Emo. We're going to be doing Twitch Plays D&D relatively shortly. I don't like to delay too long, because I don't want, I kind of want this, I can only really go do streaming for about 2 to 4 hours before I really start to crash, so, must have been on your mind. I guess so. It's fair enough. But, oh, Emo, since you're new here, I'll let you know that we got some, donations working on, and we also have TITS working, but there's one here that people like to play a joke on me, where it's the gender swap one, which, actually, I forgot to set the security features back on that. It's supposed to have limitations, so it's not all the darn time. Crud. I should not have said that aloud. Viewer rewards. Here, let me just fix that real quick before I forget, because otherwise I will absolutely forget. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. There we go, that's, okay. So, anywho, now that that's fixed, why don't we start getting ready to do some Twitch Plays D&D, huh? So, okay, let me make sure all the right bots are here, because I just need to make sure we're all set up before I explain everything. Okay, for some reason, it does not seem to be showing up, but let's go to the correct set on my OBS first. Then we will go from there. Oh, right, I had the music still playing. Wait, no. I want... Not that one, I want this one. And... That's the problem. Hey, Tarth, welcome on in. We're just getting set up. So, let me explain how this is supposed to work to people. Because, that's strange. Oh, right, if I minimize out of that... Okay. So... The way this is supposed to work is as follows. I am Zargram. I am your humble dungeon master. I will be using a drawing software to illustrate what's going on and so forth as we do it. So this character here, Peepo, with a helmet and sword, is you guys. This is your guys' representation. He's moving around the screen right now. I'll like draw stuff and like it takes me a second to draw things, so you have to forgive forgive me, but I'm also not that great at drawing either. Anywho, what else? Yes, of course. So the way this works is as follows. I will narrate things that are happening, and at certain points, we will have to do checks. Now the way this works is I will just simply press this little dice roller. And we'll roll a d20. Very simple, because I want to keep this moving. Now, the way the stats work is also very simplified compared to regular D&D. The way this works is... okay. You got your level here, and that doesn't change very often. And you got your physical, mental, and spiritual. So instead of the 6 attributes of normal D&D, you got down to 3. Physical, mental, spiritual. Very simple. Your hit points are used... when you take damage. So nothing very different there. Stamina points are used when you say, oh, I hike up a mountain. Oh, I am engaged in fierce melee combat. You use stamina points by doing stuff. Magic points are restored are when you cast a spell. Most of the time, I will try to throw in an option in the polls that you guys will vote in to decide what happens. And when you use a spell, you expend magic points. Now, if you want to recover your MP, HP, or SP, then look in the channel point redemptions, and there are things for healing potion, mana potion, stamina potion. Those will heal you for, or restore things for 1d6. So, at low levels, that's a lot. At higher levels, not that much. Now, the way combat works is very simple. You have your combat check plus your modifier versus the enemy's combat check versus their modifier, which you don't see. I just will roll for them. And skill checks is just your d20 plus that, and your magic check is if it's in combat, it's versus their magic check. So this is really simplified, but that's by design because I want to make sure we can keep this moving relatively quickly. Let's see here. Anything else? Yes. I also have this poll overlay, which is supposed to be working. So I'm going to run a test poll. Okay. Which do you prefer? The way this works, or the way it's supposed to work... is that there is supposed to be... Yes, there it is. Okay. The way this works is as follows. Exclamation mark test. I'm not sure what you're trying to test, but the way this works is like this. When you want to vote in a poll, you type the number in chat and enter it in for the option you want to vote for. If you look above me, you will see a test poll. It says, which do you prefer? So type 1 for apple, type 2 for pear, type 3 for grapes, and type 4 for banana. Excellent. Yes, you have now voted. This is how you guys will control your character. At different points in the story, I will give multiple choice polls where you're able to... you can only vote once per poll. Otherwise, people will just vote for everything, and basically it defeats the entire purpose of the poll in the first place. But we usually go for about 2 minutes per poll, because I like to try to keep this moving. And this is how you control your stuff. So, yeah. Let's see, anything else? I think we're good to go. You know about the potions. You know about, like, for example, if we're down to, let's say, 1 hit point. No, 1 hit point. Yes. And you want to restore, then I'll just click the healing potion thing, redeem. Ow. And then I roll 1d6. And I usually tend to use the bot and chef for that. So roll 1d6. And I roll a 3. So you would gain 3 hit points, and that puts you up to 4. Now we're starting this with 41 hit points. So that's just an example. So you guys can not only choose what happens, but you can also redeem potions to help keep your character alive. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, is there any questions? Any questions before we start? I think we're gonna be fine. Yeah. All right. So and then I end the poll, finish poll. It looks like Banana won that one. All right. Anywho, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Okay. Where did I put that music thing? It should be... There it is. Okay. So, the last time we did this... Hey, Yuri, welcome on in. You know how this works, so I don't need to go over it again. But yeah, I just finished going over the rules for any newcomers. Anyway. Okay. Last time, you guys were able to defeat all the basilisks using sly cunning and strategy to lure them into different traps, and you were able to get back a special needle and give it to the lady. I believe you guys voted to keep this particular timeline continuing and to not start a new timeline, or was it to new timeline but keep Akeen, the dire fox, with you as an animal companion? I think that might have been it. Well, in either case, I can work with either. We'll just keep this storyline going for now, I guess, because it's been like forever since I was away for a week, so we'll just keep this storyline going. All right. So with all that stuff said and done, let me just replace that with question marks. Am I too zoomed in with this? I think I might be too zoomed in. Huh. Strange. Anywho. Okay. It is a new day, but there's a problem. You see, this new day has really terrible weather. Where is the background thing? Ah, there it is. It is... Wait, I don't have to do it that way. I can do it this way. Okay, there is a terrible storm today, and you guys find yourself in a situation where you want to stay at an inn, but none of the inns will allow Akeen in. So you've been forced to camp out in the woods for the past few days. And with the money you earned from the Arachne Weaver, you've been able to survive for a while, but jobs have been getting a bit scarce. So you need to find something. For our first poll, actually, I need to change the text so you guys can actually see what that thing is. So, I might have too many of these. I might have too many layers now. Shoot. I can't find the text layer. Crud, I have too many layers. Okay, well, in the meantime, while I figure that out, what we're going to do is this. Dark and stormy day, but you need adventuring work. What do? Option 1 will be this. Go to the local tavern to look for leads. Ask around town for jobs. Leave town and try another spot. Cast a spell. Find someone to prank for the lulz. L-U-L-S. Yes. All right. Starting poll now. So while you guys, vote now what you guys want to do. I'm going to move myself so you can see a bit better. There we go. So vote now. Are we already banned? No. All right. So I'm going to try and figure out where that text layer is because I, for the life of me, can't find it. Oh, that's where it is. Okay. Boom. We're going to move it over just a little bit. Here we go. Alright. Time of day, noon, weather, thunderstorm. Alright. Looks like we got some votes coming in. Okay, so... Alright, so we have some people voting to leave town and try another spot. 4 is cast a spell. We might need a follow-up poll for you guys to decide where to go. But not with a metallic tip. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, we're coming up on 2 minutes. When it reaches 2 minutes, I usually end the poll around there. Alright, we're at 2 minutes. I'm ending the poll right now. You guys have decided to leave town and try another spot. Okay. There we go. That should look better. Okay, so you and Akin pack up and decide where's Akin's lair. I need to tidy this up, but I'm usually so tired at the end of all this I usually forget. But nevertheless, you guys head out to the forest. Actually, no, wait. We need a follow-up poll. I need to know where you're going first. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Okay. You have decided to try another town/spot to look for work. Where do you go? Okay. To the Elven Kingdom will be 1. To the Dwarven Kingdom. To the Orc-ish tribes in the Badlands. I don't care. Just wander around until we run into the plot. Alright, so follow-up poll is 1, where do you want to go? The Elven Kingdom, the Dwarven Kingdom, the Orcish tribes in the Badlands, or I don't care, just wander around until we run into the plot. Vote now. Someone voted 4. 2 people voted 4. Okay. Okay, fine. I try to always offer at least one kind of off-the-wall chaotic answer. You wanted to say what? What's up, email? These guys made us go outside in thunderstorm. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, not a bad point. Not a bad point. Alright, vote now, guys. Let's catch a lightning then. I don't know how that works, but maybe you'll figure something out. Spiper has voted for 2. Hey, Spiper, welcome back. So we have 1 vote for to the Dwarven Kingdom and 2 votes for I don't care, just wander around until we run to the plot. So, you know, in some ways, 4 is more of an abstain if you think about it, because it means you're fine with anything. I kind of put it in as a joke response, but I guess... Alright, we are coming up on... We're up on 2 minutes, so I'm going to finish the poll in 3, 2, 1, boop! Alright. Most of the group, you don't really know where you're going, but you figure, okay, if anywhere, I guess I'll head to the mountains where the dwarves are, if maybe they have something for me to do. So, you don't exactly care. You're just wandering along. And I'm going to roll to see if you get struck by lightning, because you're out in the thunderstorm. So, let me roll a D100. Wait, no. Roll 1D100. 78. You're fine. Okay, so. You wander from town. And you start leaving it behind you. You're going through the forest. Where are those house layers? Let me get rid of those. And you're wandering along with Akin. Akin does not like being in the rain. So they seem to want to just stay near a tree, but you know better than to stay near a tree in a thunderstorm. So you just end up carrying them under your cloak to keep them dry. As you're headed off to the Dwarven Kingdom, you find a group of people, and I'm going to quickly draw them right here. So, and I'll have to make quick stick figures because I don't want to keep us too held up. You find a broken down cart. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. With a wheel missing. Actually, this might be a bit too crummy for my style. Well, here, I got an idea. We'll take... It is a decent-looking cart, but it seems that they hit a snag in the road, and it has now been damaged. Near the cart is a human lady who is fussing over the whole thing, and she... Oh, here, we'll just draw a little stick figure. Boom, boom. I'll just use stick figures. And we'll make her a, I don't know, redhead. Alright. The lady sees you and approaches. Stay in the open is also bad. Okay, so, that's true too. But you should also, you say cast mend. Casting a spell is, because I don't want to bog the entire chat down with deciding on a spell, because we need so many polls to decide what spell you cast, where you cast it, how you cast it, do you upcast? If I were to do it like absolutely like D&D, then it would slow down the whole thing. So when you cast a spell, I end up basically deciding the spell, and it kind of advances things, but you are expending MP in the process. So you are spending a precious MP, but, which by the way, MP does not restore on its own like stamina does. So it's a way to help you deal with situations in a more magical way, but it's not as mechanical as like a D&D magic system, because that would take forever to have the chat pour through all the spell books and everything. So that's how that works. But anyways, you're faced with a lady who has a cart. Let's say it's full of watermelons. Lady with a watermelon cart is stuck outside in a thunderstorm with a broken wheel. What do? Option 1 will be to ignore the woman and carry on. Option 2 will be help the woman. Mundane, or sorry, I'll say help the woman non-magic. Option 3 will be help the woman magic. Talk to the woman before doing anything. These are your 4 options. They're on the board right now. Of the cabbage merchant. Well, she might be. She might be. But anyway. So press 1 to just ignore the woman and carry on. 2 to help the woman non-magically. Help the woman magically. Or 4, talk to the woman before doing anything. Okay, we have 1 vote on the board. That's for talk to the woman before doing anything. To pillage the woman. You know what? I had forgotten the murder hobo route. That's a good point. I should have just said help the woman and added a murder hobo route where you just stab everything. Okay, you voted 2 to help the woman non-magically. All right. So we have 2 votes for that. We have 1. We're 1 minute in, and vote now if you want to influence this decision, because we are tied. If we are tied by the end of a poll, we do a roll off to see who actually which decision goes forward. Anywho, 1 is to ignore the woman. 2 is to help her non-magically. 3 is to help her magically, and 4 is to we are now. It's a dead heat. It's a 3-way tie. Help the woman with magic. Okay, we need a tiebreaker, guys. Brown Wolf, you still here? We're gonna need your help with this. Well, it looks like we're at 2 minutes. I'll give you a bit of a grace period just to help break the tie, but if not, we will have to roll 1d3 to see who gets it. Or see which one you do. Alright. We've had a little bit of a grace period, so I'm going to stop the poll. Stopping now. Alright, we have a 3-way tie, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll 1d3. 1 will be help the woman non-magic, 2 will be help the woman magic, and 3 will be talk the wind before doing anything. So I'm going to activate my bot, roll 1d3. Boom. Rolled a 3 with a 3. Alright. So, you rolled 3, so you talk the woman before me. You go up to her and ask her what's going on, and she says, oh god, I gotta do a female voice, I'm terrible at this. I'll do a falsetto voice and just lean into it. Alright. You walk over to her and ask her what's wrong, and she says, oh, I was delivering my watermelons to market when lightning struck a branch, and it fell to my cart and scared my horse. Yeah, lightning struck a branch, it made it fall, scared the horse. Then my cart started losing control as the horse ran. It broke as it hit some rocks, and I hadn't seen my horse for a while now, and now my cart's damaged too. Will you help me? So, okay. Alright. Hide pull from overlay. Okay. The woman says that lightning scared her horse with a falling branch. It ran, it dragged the cart and damaged it. The cart broke, the horse is gone, and she is stranded. What do? Okay. Option 1, attack. Option 2, cast a spell. Option 3, wish her luck and leave. Option 4, what's something different? See what Akeen thinks of the situation, even though he a small boy. Alright. Check if she lies. Not a bad point. I only have so many options I can put on here before it completely covers me up, so I'll just move down a little bit. But 1 for attack, just randomly say, you know what, screw this, attack. 2 for cast a spell. 3, wish her luck and leave. 4, see what Akeen thinks of the situation, even though he is a small boy. 4. We have 2 votes for 4. And we're only about 30-ish seconds in. But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do literally every choice you could ever make. Otherwise the poll would be infinitely long. But I could try to cover a wide variety of choices if I can. Alright, we have 2 votes for that. We're about 1 minute in. Is there anyone who wants to vote for anything else? Two. Okay. We have 1 vote for 2, but if we're gonna tie it up, we need another vote for that. So vote now, guys. Vote now. We have about another minute left or so before the poll closes. We have 3 votes for that, but I don't think we have anyone else in here. What's here? Tarth is, I think they're elsewhere, so they tend to, Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right. I'll say chat. I say I use guys unisexually and use dudes unisexually, but you're right. You're right, Emo. You're right. Okay, so Brown Wolf just clinched it. It's now 3 votes for see what happens. See what Akeen thinks. Okay, so finishing the poll. Boom. You've decided to check with Akeen. Akeen goes up to the lady and everything like that while you guys are talking. And I just need to find the layer for him. Where the heck is he? Oh, there he is. Akeen goes up, sniff, 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 walks around, comes back, and seems like it's more worried about the storm than it is about her. In fact, let me roll something. Okay? Alright. So, it doesn't seem worried about her. Akeen seems to be, like, it's actually taking shelter underneath the remnants of the wagon. It does not like being in the rain, and it doesn't like being here, but it does not seem bothered by the lady. So, yeah. With that, we need a follow-up poll, because... Alright. Oh, wait, whoa. No. Okay. The woman says, please help me. I'm not able to put the wheel back on the wagon, and I don't want my produce to spoil. Will you help me? So now we come back to the original question. Will you help the woman? Yes. No. Attack. Cast a spell. Starting poll. Alright, guys. So vote 1 to help the woman, vote 2 to not help the woman, vote 3 to attack the woman, vote 4 to just cast a spell to try and better your situation. Alright, we have 2 votes for yes and 1 vote for cast a spell. And we're only a few seconds in. I'll let it run to 2 minutes as normal. And then we'll go from there. So we're at the 1 minute mark. We have 2 votes for yes, 1 vote for cast a spell. I don't know if we're going to get another vote. Brown Wolf, you still around? Tarth, you awake? Well, either way, we're almost at 2 minutes by now. So we should probably, and we're almost there. So it's probably going to be, it's looking like it's going to be a yes. Ah! Dang it! Ow! Oh, jeez. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the subs. Oh, that's really nice of you, actually. I'm a very tiny channel, and I don't get much support, so I actually... Oh, we got hype train roll. Holy crap, that's never happened to me before. That's the first hype train I've ever had. Wow, thank you so much, dude. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Everyone, actually, I'm going to shout them out. Shout out... wait, well, that's the wrong one. Wait. That's, wait. I need to get the right command. Hang on. There it is. That's the one I want. And we're going to do, Emo Puru Lento. Thank you so much, Emo. That was very nice of you. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a second. I just realized that yeah, the lurk bait thing is not showing up. So I'm going to put that over to my Twitch Plays D&D. There it is. I'm going to move it over to right here for a bit. There we go. All right. Start. Boom. There we go. Where was I? Ah, yes. We were going to decide on whether or not you will help the woman. So thank you so much, Emo. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wait. I don't recognize who some of these people are. Who's Shizuru? They're not even in the thing as far as I can tell. Well, thank you anyway. Okay, yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, we have decided to help the woman. Okay. So, thank you again, everyone. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to me, actually. You go up to the wheel, and you try to pick it up. I'm going to roll a skill check on your behalf to try and pick it up and put it back on the axle. So, we're going to roll in 3, 2, 1, boop. Oh, it's different this time. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I didn't know at that time. Let me just... Okay, we're going to roll again. 3, 2, 1, boop. 15. Okay. Sorry. There's like 2 options to roll, and one of them is to keep rolling until you stop. So I wasn't used to that. It's been a minute since I've done this. Anyway, you roll a 15 plus your skill check, and you're able to pick up the wheel and put it back on there. You are able to fix the thing without using up any MP, and you only use up about a little bit of stamina. So you're at 35 stamina right now. But that's nothing you can't just recover ordinarily. The woman thanks you and offers you one of her watermelons as payment, saying, "I don't have much, but thank you so much for your kindness." Meanwhile, the thunderstorm starts to clear. I'm going to change the... I say weather is overcast. Boom. Let's see here, and... Oh, I forgot. I don't have a second layer behind that. Whatever. Anyway, the woman thanks you, and she gives you a watermelon. So, I'll add that to the thing. So, today's loot times 1 watermelon. Okay. She asks you, if you may, if you don't mind, are you headed somewhere? Perhaps, perhaps I could offer you assistance in return. You tell her where you're headed, that you're headed to the Dwarven Kingdom because you're looking for work, and she says, oh, if you're looking for work, there is a lovely Dwarven hamlet about 16 miles down the road named Darrymore. If you head there, I'm sure someone can help you. With that, you take your leave of the woman, and you take Akin, and you're able to head out. Now, here's something. As you look over your shoulder back at Akin, who's trailing you for a little bit, you look back to see where the woman was, and she's missing. She's gone. Her, the cart, the evidence of her cart being there, all of it is gone. All of it is missing. So, it's like she was never there. But you still have the watermelon. Where did I put her lair? Oh, there it is. So, where did I put Akin? Akin is following you and also seems kind of perplexed by this, but there's not a whole lot you can do right now, so you just keep walking down the road. As you're moving along... you come to a fork in the road. One route says, if you can go the long way, which will take you across some hills, will take you on a winding route through the forest, and there's the shorter way, which goes through the hills. However, the shorter way is rougher, and you have heard from other people that it's prone to flash flooding. It's also much more prone to bandit ambushes. I earned a hype chest? What's that? What's a hype chest? Oh. Cool. Thanks again. Anywho, where was I? Our warlock patron. Yes! The goddess of watermelons. Anyway, so you guys have a choice on which route you wish to take. I'll make a new poll. Just a second. Which route to Darrymore do you take? Long way through the forest. Safer, but longer. Short way through the hills. Riskier, but shorter. Neither. Walk between the roads. You wanted more chaotic options, so there's the chaotic option. Alright, vote now, guys. Or vote now, everybody. Vote 1 to take the long way through the forest. Safer but longer. 2 for short way through the hills. Riskier but safer. Or neither! Walk between the roads! There's the most content in between the roads. I guess? We have one vote for the long but safe way. Spiper being the more careful one as always, because Spiper's the one who tries to keep us alive. Though if Tarth votes, I just know he's going to vote for the more chaotic one. Yeah, Tarth voted 3 for the chaotic one. Of course Tarth did. Tarth, you rascal. Yurei, what do you vote for? Black Wolf, you as well. What do you think the group should do? Vote now, guys. What the heck? Thank you, but Yurei votes for 1. We have a vote for 2. Oh no, Yurei votes for 2. Okay. So we have a heat between. We're at 2 minutes. You guys were unable to overcome. The neither walk between the roads. Make my own path, baby! Okay. Well, we're at 2 minutes, so that's the end of the poll. God damn it. God damn it. Thank you, Tarth. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I'm so happy you did that. Yeah. Ow! Why? Why? Tarth, if you keep this up, I'm gonna make you do math. Ow! Ow! Jeez. Ugh. Anyway. Where were we? Ah, yes. You're YOLOing in between the routes. You decided to go off-road. Alright. So, let me open up this thing. Boom. The path is created by the feet of the adventurer. In more ways than you know, buddy. You go off-road and are now wandering through the forest. I'm going to roll a skill check to see if you get lost. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Boop! 16 plus 11. You don't get lost. Somehow. You're able to navigate, and Akin is able to lead the way. Your brave dire fox friend. Who isn't really a pet because they're not domesticated, but they kind of like you because you give them the snacks. So you're following... Akin, hang on a second. Boop. You guys are walking through the forest, and Akin is helping you find the way towards civilization. As you're venturing through the forest, you come across... Ooh! I get to make up something, yay! Alright, you come across a Throgikamax. Hydrate. Okay, fine, I'll hydrate. Oh, I'm out of water. Shit. To get lost is impossible. Are you sure? Okay. Well, fine. I'll stretch and get some water. God dang it. I'll be right back. I forgot to load up water. I always forget at least one thing when I do this. I'll be right back. One sec. Alright, I'm back. I got some water, and I hydrated. How do you say? Topologically speaking. Possibly. Alright. Alright, so you're walking through, and you come across a Throgikamax. A Throgikamax... Oh, by the way, you expended some SP because now you're walking through a rough terrain, which is going to make you a bit more tired more faster. So your stamina's down to 30 out of 41. Anyway, you come across a deadly... creature called a Throgikamax. It is a creature that is made out of many, many arms, radiating out of a single body area with a sort of eye stalk on top that shoots ray beams. It is a deadly creature, usually found underground, but it's here in the forest, and it's been prowling around. And I have to draw it now because reasons. Okay, I'm gonna make this one cyan. So hang on a second. The Throgik Max. Okay. So we're gonna say it has a total of wait, crap, I messed it up. It has, let's say, about it has like many legs, it's made of arms. So these are a bunch of arms radiating out from like a single body area, and they're like, it makes up the whole thing. The whole thing is like, it looks like basically a giant curtain of these things. And in the center, or jutting above the center, is its eye stalk. Let's say if I were to draw this like for realsies, it would have to be like 24 arms all radiating out. It's like a giant starfish looking thing. Ow! Thank you, Tarth. Anyway. Here is the Throgikamax. Ah, shoot. There we go. Now, the Throgikamax sees you guys. and it doesn't like the way you look. It makes the sound at you guys. It's a fight. It jumps you guys. Alright, so, first things first. Combat in this is very, very simplified. So we're going to do a quick poll to see what kind of combat method you want to do. The Deadly Thragicamax is attacking. How do you fight it? Or sorry, I'll say what you do. What do you do? You have an option to run away if you wish. Run away. Fight. Fight. Mundane. Let's see here, what else? What? You do have chances against it, yes. Examine it. And the last one will be try to reason with it. Alright. There are the options on the idea. Alright, so if type 1 to run away, type 2 to fight using magic, type 3 to fight mundane, type 4 to examine it, type 5 to try and reason with it. Alright, we have 2 votes for option 4 right now. We're only 25 seconds in. So, type 1 to run away, type 2 to fight magically, type 3 to fight mundane, type 4 to examine it, type 5 to try to reason with it. That's 4, that's another one. That's 4 votes for examine it, so I think we kind of have a unanimous consensus on that one. Alright. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna finish that really since I don't think we have anyone else active here right now. But, okay, we'll finish the poll. In 3, 2, 1, boop. You have decided to examine it. You dodge out of the way of one of its eye beams. It shoots at you, and so does Akeem. You look around, and we're gonna roll a skill check to see how well you examine it. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Did it roll? I can't tell. Did you roll another 16? I think you did. I clicked the button. Okay, you rolled another 16. Whatever. Okay. You roll a 16 and your skill check is 11, so you notice something. There was something about the Thragicamax's eye. It is very bloodshot. It looks very irritated, and it shakes menacingly as it looks around. Like, this thing is absolutely livid. But, unfortunately, you're not really sure how to converse with it. However, it seems that it is in a very agitated state. Now, the Thragicamax can do, if you get within reach of its arms, can... Do we have eye drops? But the Thragicamax is nasty because if you get grabbed by its arms, it'll pull you in and all the other arms will, like, tear you to pieces. Meanwhile, the eye beam will, like, damage you and can even try to stun you as well. So this is a bit of a challenging fight for you guys. But it's 2 versus 1, so you might be able to do it. Either way, you might want to keep your distance. Your examination of it makes it realize that something has aggravated this thing, and it seems to be outside of its ordinary habitat. So it's in somewhere it doesn't like to be, and it seems very angry. What do you do next? Well, the Thragicamax is going to attack you guys while you're doing this, because it's in a big rage. So here comes its attack roll. You rolled a 5, plus 10 versus your combat. Oh, wait, oh, shit, you rolled a 19, but it's on a d20. 19, so you skillfully dodge out of the way of its stuff. So here we do. Okay. The Thragicamax is enraged by something. What do? Cast a spell. Helpful. Cast a, attack with magic. Attack with normal means. Retreat. And last one will be, let's see here. cast a spell. Utility. Utility would be like, you know, things that like finding information. Alright. So, we have 5 options. 1 is cast a spell helpful, meaning you're going to try to help it. Like, so, Emo's option of cast a heal spell on it, like that, kind of. 2 is attack with magic. 3 is attack with normal means. And 4 is retreat. And 5 is cast a utility spell, like something that you'd use to investigate. Alright, we have 1 vote for casting a healing spell on it, or like a helpful spell of sorts. We have 1 vote for retreat. We're only 30 seconds in, or 40-ish seconds in. What's it going to be, guys? 2 votes for casting a helpful spell on it. Alright. Remember, it's 1 to cast a spell that's helpful, 2 is to attack with magic, 3 is to attack with normal means, 4 is retreat, and 5 is to cast a spell utility. So what's it going to be? We're almost at 2 minutes, everyone. It's looking like cast a spell helpful is winning, but Tarth, Brown Wolf, what do you guys want to vote for? It's up to you guys. You know, you guys might be able to change the balance if you want to vote for something else, but we're almost at 2 minutes. Vote now or hold your peace. And we've hit 2 minutes. Okay. Oh, Brown Wolf voted at the last second before I even hit it. Okay, well. You have decided to cast a helpful spell on it. Here comes your magic check. I'm going to rolling in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Oh! You rolled a 2. Ow, but 2 plus 10, 12. I'm going to roll to see its magic check to see if, because it's in combat, so it's going to try to resist. 4 plus, okay. Alright. The Thragicamax, nearly dodges your spell, but you cast a healing spell on it and a calming spell. You expend, some magic doing so. So you're down, I'm going to say you're down to 25 because you had to double up on that. And the Thragicamax starts to calm down. It looks at you, it tilts its eye stalk back and forth, side to side, and examines you. It seems curious. It's no longer attacking. It's just staring at you guys. It's examining, it looks at from you to Akin, and its eye motions are no longer erratic. It's now just puzzled. Clear eye! So now it's just perplexed. It's not really sure what to do. It starts to step away, not really sure what to make of the situation. There's a moment of pause, and it is kind of let its guard down. So the Thragicamax has been perplexed by your kindness. What do? Okay, option 1 will be surprise attack. Cast a spell to communicate. Go on your way. And option 4 will be do nothing and wait it out. Here's the poll. So, yes, you certainly could. So vote 1 to surprise attack, because that's kind of like one of those blurst Undertale things where cast 2 is to cast a spell to communicate, because with mundane means it's just not going to kind of work. 4 is just leave and just go on your own way. 3 is do that. 4 is, stamina potion. Or, it dropped a green one. That's not right. It's supposed to be a blue one for mana potion. Okay, well, I'm going to roll for the potion. You rolled a 2, so you get 2 MP back. Alright. Okay. Right. Alright, so we have 3 votes to cast a spell to try to communicate. We still have a little bit of time before the poll finishes, but make your voice heard now. So, looks like, oh, we have another vote for 2. Yeah, so it seems like everyone wants to communicate with this thing. Alright, alright. I think that, yeah, that's 2 minutes. Alright. You have decided to cast a spell to try to communicate with it. Let's see, do I still have the thing for the... Nah, I don't. Alright. You cast a spell, and you go down to 20 MP. You communicate with it, and the Thragicamax is like... in your mind. But you're able to understand what it says, that... recently, there have been fairies, or specifically pixies, that have been doing something underground. And they drove the Thragicamax away from its home, and using their magic, and it's been mad ever since. It tried to fight them, but they started fighting with magic, and it wasn't able to win that fight, so it ran away. It was mad, and it apologizes for lashing out at you. It assumed that because you were with a dire animal, you might be on their side. And it continues saying, I mean, it's an aberration, what do you want? But you understand it to say that it doesn't have much, but it would be very glad if you were able to help it get its home back. So, it seems a quest has found us. What do we do? Okay. The Thragicamax is asking us for our help getting its home back from evil Fae. What do? Agree to help it and go to the cave. Agree, but explain you need to prepare first. Decline, but invite it to accompany you. Decline and leave. It will be the 4th option. Alright. Cost sunk fallacy, or the sunk cost fallacy. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So, vote now, everybody. So, vote 1 to agree and go straight to the cave. Vote 2, agree but explain you need to prepare first. Vote 3 to decline but invite it to accompany you. Vote 4, decline and leave. Alright, looks like we're getting an overwhelming majority on this one. We're only 1 minute in. Yeah, everyone's voting too. Okay, we'll end it early since it's kind of a landslide one. Alright. You guys have decided, you guys explained to them, to the Thragicamax, that you would like to help, but charging into this situation, just the 3 of you, might not be the best idea. The Thragicamax responds saying, but you understand it's saying that, yeah, that makes sense. It's just very desperate to get its home back because it was a nice cave, it was very pretty, it liked the way it looked, and it really wants it back. You ask what it means by this. It says, it explains that the cave had lots of wonderful crystal formations. Now, you start piecing things together, and you realize that crystal formations, Fae, what if there's a connection? So I'm going to roll a skill check for you guys to see how you put that together. Rolling in 3, 2, 1, boop, 14. Plus your skill of 11. You realize that there's a high likelihood that there is either a kind of crystal, a specific crystal, or something about the crystals that has drawn the Fae to this cave. And they didn't want a Thragicamax there because there is a high probability that a Thragicamax might have some resistance to some of their charm spells, but not their combat spells. Hence why they probably drove it away. You explain this to the Thragicamax and says, oh, and the Thragicamax, I got my tongue tied. The Thragicamax says, which basically means that it is very much belly aching that its nice house is now a place that people might want to keep coming by, kicking it out, stealing the crystals, and harassing it when it just wants its own nice hovel to live in. It basically got kicked out of its house because the land was really valuable, and it's kind of mad about that. And now that there's a resource on the land, it realizes that even if you guys kick out the Fae and deal with the situation, someone else might come in the future looking for the crystals. And it just said, it basically says, saying it just wants a nice house and it liked the cave. So, it appears that there is something developing here. It seems that this cave might have a resource that's desirable. Not just to the Fae, but even to other people. So, the question becomes, how best to approach it? Let's tell him that he may join us in search of his new home. Well, I'll just say for right now that the Zargram really wants to keep this house. It likes this place a lot. And it seems kind of bent on keeping it. So, you guys did previously vote to help it with that. So, while you suggest moving someplace else, and the Zargram says, I've already spent years looking for a nice cave. I really want to get this one back if I can. If I can maybe hide the place, that'd be great. So the situation is a bit complicated. Now, it wants to keep the house. The house has the cave. The cave has lots of resources that are valuable, and the Fae wants something to do with the cave. You don't know it yet. The impinging of evil Fae. At least they seem evil to the Zargram's perspective. That's the kicker. So, at this time, the Zargram offers to take you to the area of the cave. And because you've agreed to help it, you accompany it. So I'm going to flip the Zargram around. And edit, transform, flip horizontal. You and the Zargram and Akeen, wait, let me put it behind you. There. I'll venture off to the, it's also like daytime now. There's like no, wait a second. Hang on a second, I need to change this. Boom. Afternoon. Actually, it's going to become evening now. So yeah, by evening, or I'm going to say night, the name of the quest is More Crystals, More Problems. It is currently... night has fallen by now. Oh, whoops. Yeah. And I need to change the color again because of... Alright. Crystals maybe need protection from charm and mind control. Not a bad point. So you follow to the vicinity of the cave, not into the cave itself. Oh god, that sound alert scared the crap out of me. Oh my god, I forgot I had that on. Oh, jeez, okay. Oh, wow, that scared the heck out of me. Anyway, you go to where the cave entrance is. Do I have a cave asset for this? I might. I'm getting tired. We do not. Fine. I'll just make a cave entrance. So this time the cave entrance is a vertical cave entrance. It's not just in the side of a cliff face. It's in it's a hole in the ground that goes down at an angle. You didn't hear the sound alert? Oh, do I not have it activated? Ah, crud. Hang on a second. I always forget something. Oh, I updated OBS, which means this thing might not have... Am I logged out? I'm logged out. That's why it didn't work. Let me try that again. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Okay, so that's what that sounds like. Anyway, you go to the... I was drawing the cave, and the cave entrance is just a hole in the ground. So we're going to Drop it down there. Boop. Boop. And then it keeps going. I'm going to keep making it darker and darker. Photons reading negative. And it looks like this hole is relatively small for the Gigamax, but then you realize that it's mostly made of limbs, so it could easily, like, you know, finagle its way in there. Anyway. Wait a second. So I'll title this layer Surface Cave Entrance. Come on. Alright. You go there, and you notice that something's a little bit fishy. If this cave is so valuable, why are there no guards of the Fae or anything like that? You examine the area. And rolling 3, 2, 1. Boop. 8 plus 11 for your skill check. Arcane also seems to be kind of nervous about this cave entrance. Mind control protection spell. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys some options here. Just a second, because it seems like you guys have some ideas what to do. So this cave entrance doesn't seem to have any obvious protections, but it definitely seems suspiciously unguarded. So the cave entrance is suspiciously unguarded. What do? Use magic to examine the area for Fae defenses. Take no chances. Use the rest of your MP to defend yourself from Fae magic now. Pull back and return later. Alright. I probably should have added a YOLO option to just jump in the cave. Well, anyway. Option 1 is to use magic to examine the area for Fae defenses. Option 2, take no chances. Use the rest of your MP to defend yourself from Fae magic now. Option 3 is to pull back and return later. Maybe with, hopefully with full MP. We have 1 vote for 2. We have 1 vote right now for 2. What does the rest of the chat think of doing? Since people seem to be thinking carefully about this, we might have longer than 2 minutes, theoretically. So 1 is to just use magic to examine the area for Fae defenses. 2 is take no chances and just dump the rest of your MP into anti-Fae spells right now to just buff yourself. 3 is to pull back and return later. Obviously, this image is not to scale. That would, because I only have so much space. Right, so Emo, maybe you should ask someone else to drop a mana potion, because... Wait, has it not been 15 minutes yet? It felt like it's been longer. Hang on. That is what I am implying. Okay. Power-ups. Yeah, it should not have a global cooldown. It should have an individual cooldown. Yeah. Oh! No, it's a universal cooldown. That's not supposed to be the case. The only options I have are redemption cooldown time, limit redemptions per stream, and limit redemptions per user per stream. So I can't have it be timed redemptions for individuals. Yeah, unfortunately it's global. Sorry. I thought I could set timers for individual redemptions. I guess I can't. Alright, well that's a spirit breaker. Okay, take no chances, so you're going to dump the rest of your MP into... okay. Finish pull. You decide to use the rest of your magic to create defenses. So here's what we're going to do. You realize that you could cast stuff on yourself, but that would leave Arcane and the others exposed. So what you do is you actually take a few steps back away from the entrance, and you create a magic circle of protection. It's a sea bear circle! I'm kidding. You create a circle with chalk on the ground to protect you and anyone who stands in it from hostile magic. Basically, anything inside this circle will gain like a plus 15 to their magic checks if it's defensively. So this circle will allow you to recover safely. Actually, I'm going to make it a bigger circle. There. That way you can actually do stuff. So you, Akeen, and the Thrugikamax are all... and you also blow the rest of your stuff there. This thing will also dispel any existing enchantments on you that are hostile. So if there was anything on you, it would cause you to flash red. Speaking of which... you flash red. And so do the others. You realize then, as you look around, that there are indeed... if we go crazy. You realize that now that these enchantments are off of you, that there are indeed defenses. There are many, many buzzing lights, visually comparable to will-o-wisps, but not quite the same thing, buzzing around. You remember in Kokiri Forest, in Ocarina of Time, Zelda Ocarina of Time, how there would be things just floating in the air that looked kind of like fairies, but kind of weren't? Kind of like that. So I'm gonna draw that effect right now, if I can. Okay. And you realize that these things. Oh, wait. I do not want that. I do not want that. Go back to history. Boom. Okay, we're gonna set this hardness down to that. These things are phase sentinels that buzz around the air and act as a warning system. They will also try and cloak themselves from less than friendly eyes, which means they've cloaked themselves from you. These things are not good nor evil. They're like a spell effect that the Fae sometimes use. Phatozoids. I've never heard of that before. Interesting. Also, I couldn't help but notice no one has changed me back yet. Thank you, Tarth. Thank you so much. Anyway, so you realize that these things act both as an alarm, but also as a defense thing. Had you entered into the cave entrance, they would have attacked you. So this place is guarded. Oh, like the cartoon Freakazoid? That was a really popular cartoon in the 90s. So, now we have the Thrugikamax is like... and it's not sure of how to proceed because this magic circle protects you, and it gives you a foothold operation outside of the cave. But if you... and it used the rest of your mana. So, it was not cheap to make, and it does work. But you are out of mana. So, we need to figure out something to do. Okay, so let's get a okay. The Fey Wisps are guarding the cave entrance and use magic to hide themselves and more. What do? You're safe in the circle, so just camp out in there until you're fully recovered. Leave farther away and make camp because this is a bit close. Screw it, wee ball, charge in swords blazing. Alright. Oh, I'm getting tired. It may not seem it, but doing this takes a lot out of me. I have to draw, I have to narrate, I have to voice act, I have to do a lot of things at once, so it takes a lot out of me to do this. Anyway. Number 1 is to stay in the camp until you're fully recovered. Number 2 is to leave further away and make camp because this is a bit close. Number 3 is screw it, we ball, charge in swords blazing. What do you vote for, everybody? Okay, we have a tie. 1 votes to stay in the circle and just restore and recover here. 2, leave further away and make camp because this is a bit close. And 3 is to just charge and go full, you Leroy Jenkins. Vote now, everybody. The circle will last until you dispel it. So you have to consciously dispel it. Well, what does the rest of the chat think? We're at 2 minutes, and we only have 2 votes. So, Tarth, Brownwolf, Ure, what do you guys think? Are you still with us? Let's see if you are. Did they have to go? It might have. No, they're still here. I wonder if they're just lurking right now. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna give it another minute, and if there's no votes, we'll do a roll-off. We need another vote, guys. Oh, yeah. There is an assumption when I'm DMing that there is a general competency about your character. So, okay, we have a tiebreaker. Yuri has voted to stay in the circle and rest there. So, okay, we've had extra time and no one else is voting, so I'm going to end the poll in 3, 2, 1. Poll ended. You have selected to camp out inside the circle and recover that way. You explain this to the Zargram, and you try to explain this to Akeen. Akeen seems nervous by all the things buzzing around, but you're able to keep it close. You rest in the circle, and I'm going to see if anything happens in the night. The Zargram wakes you up in the night as you see that the Fey Wisps are trying to get inside the circle radius, but are failing. Other than that, nothing happens, and you're able to get a full night's rest. Congratulations. Alright, that's back up to 41. It's back up to 40. Alright, it's a new day. And nothing... You were safe in the circle, so you chose well. Boom. And then... Boom. Okay. Yay, science! Okay, I'm getting tired. Yeah, this tends to wear me out a fair bit because I gotta pull a lot of posture check. Okay, yes, I'll unstrip my back. Ow, ow, ow. And hydrate. Yes, good point. God, I'm tired. Somehow I just tend to burn up a lot of energy streaming. All right. Where was I? Ah, yeah, it's a new day, and you notice something odd. The Fey Wisps seem to be gone, but the circle is still active. You're able to... Wait, where did I put the Fey Wisps? I need to actually use auto-select. Boom. Okay. The Fey Wisps have vanished, and you're going to roll a skill check with your magic to see if your thing is still active. Rolling in 3, 2, 1, boop! 18. Your circle is still active. It did not fail. So the Fey Wisps have left. But it stands to reason, and the Zargram backs this up, that they probably realized their prior defense was having no effect on you, so whatever Fey are in the cave have probably pivoted to a new means of doing stuff. So, the Fey saw your magic circle and have now probably altered their defenses. What do you do? We are going to make a poll. Okay, the Fey have altered defenses in response to your magic circle. What do? One is, this threat is more intelligent than anticipated. Better find a town and prepare more before returning. Okay. Go to a town and come back later with extra prep. Rush the cave now. wait them out, siege style. And the fourth option will be try speaking to the Fae from the circle. So, we have one vote to try speaking to the Fae from the circle. Diplomacy first. Okay. What do the rest of you guys vote? Vote 1 to go to town and come back later with extra preparations. Vote 2 to just rush the cave now. Vote 3 to wait them out, siege style. Vote 4 to try speaking to the Fae from the circle. We are at 1 minute and we have 2 votes. We need a few more votes. Yuri voted to just rush the cave now. That's odd for Yuri to vote that kind of thing. Bonsai! Alright, chums up, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins! Anywho, okay. So, we have 2 votes for number 4, and we have 1 vote for 2. Tarth, Brown Wolf, what do you guys vote for? Hello? Anyone there? We're at 2 minutes. I'll give you guys just a little bit more. But I think we might have consensus. Well, a consensus. So, okay. They might be AFK. Alright, well, anyway. I'm going to finish the poll now in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Okay. You have decided to try speaking to the Fae from the circle. With your limited magical experience, you realize that this won't be easy and that the Fae are quite a tricky people to communicate with. Now, to accomplish this, you actually will burn a little bit of MP. You're going to 38, just to help yourself project your voice into the cave and speak in a Fae language. So, oh, whoops, I forgot. I shouldn't minimize that. There we go. So you use 2 MP just to make it so that you can be heard from the circle in the cave, and to, to establish a line of communication. Anywho, you start. We're gonna roll a magic check to try and communicate effectively. So rolling the magic check first, and then we'll do a skill check to see how well you negotiate. Rolling magic first in 3, 2, 1. Boop. 15 plus, what was it? 11. 10. You do a pretty good job of establishing the line of communication. Now the skill check to see how well you're able to reason with them and talk to them. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Boop. 8. Okay. So, 8 plus 11 is 19. You hear a voice emanating from the cave as you explain the situation. The voice says, Thragicamaxes are abominations that do not belong in the forest. We have a right to everything in the forest. We have a right to you and your life. And we have a right to this cave and its contents. The Thragicamaxes' life is unimportant to us, and if you ally yourselves with them, then you will be unimportant to us. How do you respond to this? The Fae seem entitled to the cave and the forest. They are claiming a position of authority. What do? Tell them that you are the one responsible for the deaths of the basilisks in a distant cave. Or, sorry, I'll say threaten them with absurd but creative remarks. Threaten them with deeds you've done. Throw the watermelon into the cave. Cast a spell to collapse the cave. Screw everybody. Try to placate them. Alright, we have 5 options this time, everybody. The first one is threaten with absurd but creative remarks. 2 is threaten with deeds you've done, like the basilisks that you were able to trick into dying. And 3 is throw the watermelon into the cave. 4 is cast a spell to collapse the cave. Screw everybody! 5 is try to placate them. Uh-oh. Looks like we have a disagreement. One person is bragging power go. We have 2 votes. MO is trying to placate them, to try and calm them down. Okay, looks like we have a bit of a consensus. Number 5, try to placate them. And we have like 4 votes, so I don't think we're going to be able to change that decision. Alright, at 2 minutes I'll close the poll, but it's just looking like we have a consensus. So, anywho. But, yeah. We have a bit of a standoff situation. Well, not exactly. You need something more to leverage against them. Unfortunately to the content, we want to survive. Okay. Well, I appreciate the concern. Thank you. We're 2 minutes, so finishing the poll. You've decided to try to placate them. I will roll a skill check to see how you do. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Boop! Ooh! 4. Plus 11. They roll an 11 plus 4, 15. Wait, you're tied. You tell them that you mean no offense, but they have kicked someone out of their home, and that's a very that's a very nasty thing to do. The Fae say that this whole force is their home, and they were here first. You say that such a claim is detrimental to the ecosystem, because if they do not share their home with anyone, they have to kick out all the plants, all the fungus, all the animals, all the bugs. And everything else in the forest, and then it really wouldn't be much of a forest then if they kick out all their tenants, then would it? The Fae respond by saying that a Thurgikamex is an aberration and therefore not a natural person of the forest, and therefore is not subject to that logic. You respond saying that nature itself is all about change and establishing new equilibriums when change Oh god. And that nature is all about changing, breaking equilibrium, and then reestablishing equilibrium. So therefore, the fact that they are close-minded about the breaking and reestablishment of an equilibrium fuck you, Tarth. Ow! And that this is about that they are resisting the actual change of equilibrium to form a new equilibrium with nature is against nature in and of itself, and therefore they are violating their own concepts of nature by resisting the inclusion of aberrations. The Fae respond saying that they don't want to establish a new equilibrium with an aberration because aberrations aren't supposed to even be on this plane in the first place. You respond saying that they are not any of the Fae deities, therefore their claim that something is supposed to be this way or supposed to not be this way is invalid, and that they are actually, in a spiritual sense, resisting any kinds of changes. The Fae come back shooting, saying that the aberrations don't belong on this plane to begin with, therefore it doesn't matter. But you say that, or they also say that it would corrupt the natural order of things. The Thurgikamex says that it isn't interested in corrupting anything, it just wants to live in the cave and get away from all the weird aberrations that cause transformations. The Fae say that they have no reason to trust the Thurgikamex, because it looks like a stinky old gross aberration, and besides, they have stuff they gotta take care of. You respond by saying, one, not only is that kind of prejudice, but also, oh, God, having 2 sides of a conversation through me is so hard. You respond saying that perhaps a mutual agreement can be reached. He lived for a while and he didn't bother anybody. Yes, saying that he was able to actually create an equilibrium and that they are the ones who broke the equilibrium. Thank you, Emo. by kicking someone out of their house, which is habitat destruction or dislocation of an endangered species, because the aberration is rare on this plane, making it an endangered species. Therefore, they have kicked an endangered species out of its habitat. The Fae say that that is bullshit because there is no such thing as it is an invasive species, and even if it is endangered, it is still invasive and is therefore a detriment to the environment. You say that it does not have a mate or means of procreation, therefore when it dies, there won't be a way for it to encroach on the thing. The Fae are... Exactly. You say that there is no mate for it to procreate, it cannot happen. The Fae go quiet for a bit, and realize, okay, that can make sense, but they say that they still don't want it in there. You say that that is illogical and that they are being disrespectful and rude by wasting your time with all this stuff. The Fae say that you guys are being the rude ones for camping outside their house. You say that you're not outside their house, you are in a process of trying to reclaim a house. This debate goes back and forth quite a while. At the end, you're at a stalemate. The Fae say that they want the crystals in the cave and they need them for a war. You inquire about what sort of war. They say that they want to destroy the fairies. You realize that these are indeed pixies, and this is probably a very evil-aligned faction of pixies who are using everything they can to stall you from trying to take the place. The Akeen is getting bored as hell, and so is the Thurgikamax. These negotiations have gone until noon of this day. It's because you've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Ooh, a trade agreement. You propose a trade agreement with them that the Thurgikamax could offer crystals. The Fae, say that they want exclusive access to these crystals and they don't want anyone else to have them. Also, they don't trust the Thurgikamax to do anything. The Thurgikamax says that it's not really good at mining to begin with, and if Fae move in on its house, that it would disturb its peace that it's been seeking this whole time. So, here's where we stand. The Fae want the crystals. They want the cave. They don't like aberrations. The Thurgikamax wants its house back and wants to be left alone. And the crystals make the cave desirable to it. So, as you guys are debating this, a nymph walks out of a tree covering her ears. And she says to all of you guys, "Oh my god, I can't take this anymore!" Okay, well, let me draw the nymph first, because you guys have been debating all day so far. Oh, that's not the right brush. Let's make it, I'm just gonna make it screaming orange just so it contrasts nicely. Actually, wait, no. We will make the whole thing, we'll make it like a Ocarina of Time fairy. And I'll give it green eyes, so that it looks kind of cool. And we'll give it green wings. We'll say this is kind of like our nymph of one of the nearby trees. It says, "I have been listening to you guys go back and forth on this for hours now. I thought it would first be funny just to watch them kick your ass, but oh my god, you guys never shut up. Will someone please just reach a consensus with this stuff? You guys are clearly being dicks, kicking this person out of their house. They're not hurting anyone. They're not gonna fuck anybody. They're not gonna make babies. They're not gonna destroy the environment. They're just gonna die alone." The Thurgikamax kind of tears up when it hears this, like, aww. And the nymph is like, "Oh, shut up. We are way past ordinary emotions at this point. Let's just get this fucking thing solved." But the pixies say this is none of your goddamn business, and this is between us and them, so you can kindly go fuck off. The nymph is like, "Oh, come on. Why do you pixies always gotta be this way? No one cares about your stupid war. No one cares about you guys. You guys are assholes. No one likes you." And the Fae throw a rock out of the thing at her. And the nymph is like, "Oh, screw screw you guys. And the nymph takes one of the trees, has it wake up into an ent, and the tree stands on top of the cave and puts its roots on top of the cave, because even the trees are getting tired of this goddamn bickering, because you've been speaking in Fae this whole time. And they're just so goddamn sick of this whole... Actually, wait. I'll do it like this. Because all this bickering and going back and forth has frustrated the entire goddamn forest at this point. And they would really just like it if all these jackasses just left. There we go. The pixies get annoyed by this and start trying to push the tree around. And the nymph then notices the watermelon in your inventory and says, "Wait, what do you have there?" And it points at the watermelon. You hold up the watermelon, and it says, "Do you have any idea what it is you have in your possession?" You realize that the watermelon has not gone bad by now. It's still fresh, a day later, which is a little bit odd, but not completely impossible. And you are now at an impasse. Okay. The watermelon seems special, but you don't know how yet. What do? Act like you know and try to use it as a bargaining chip. Oh, god dang it, someone's cooking, which means it triggered the smoke alarm. Admit you thought it was a tell the truth. Throw the watermelon at the pixies while they are distracted. Cast a spell. Alright. So you have 4 options, guys. Act like you know and try to use it as a bargaining chip. 2, tell the truth. And 3, throw the watermelon at the pixies while they're distracted. Or in 4, cast a spell. Vote now. You might not realize this, but doing all this is really exhausting. Even though we're only like 2 hours into the stream. It's basically a one-person show. I have to draw, I have to narrate, I have to voice, I have to do all these things. And I'm improvising all of this, by the way. Okay. We have 1 vote. You don't know if they can or not. I'm afraid you do not have... DM is always tiring, and this is a very tiring way to DM. We have a dead heat, a 3-way split between act like you know it and try to use it as a bargaining chip, 2, tell the truth, or 3, throw the watermelon at the pixies while they are distracted. So, we have 1 minute down. We need a tiebreaker. Tarth, Brown Wolf, what do you vote for? We need a tiebreaker. Oh, this is exhausting. Tarth, Brown Wolf, you guys there? Hello? Three. Throw the watermelons at the pixies while they are distracted. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We're at 2 minutes, and we had a tiebreaker, so it looks like we have a consensus. You have voted to throw the watermelon at the pixies while they're distracted. This debacle, this now 3-way negotiation, has gotten so frustrating for you that you have finally lost your cool, and you decide, you know what? Screw it! You throw the watermelon into the cave hole as the pixies are trying to push the roots down. I'm going to roll to see if it actually makes it inside. A natural 20! Okay. There is a gap The tree the ant sees you about to pitch the watermelon in anger, and it makes a hole, and you throw it through the hole, Quidditch style, into the cave. You hear screaming in the cave as the watermelon rolls and bounces around, and then everything goes quiet, and you hear like weird mutated screaming as all the Fae start going. So like, you see all of them, you hear all of them vanishing. And the Dryad just looks at, or the Nymph looks at you like, I can't believe you threw that. Do you have any idea what it is you threw? You say, no, it was a watermelon. And you say, that is a watermelon of consequences. I don't know where you got that from, but someone very powerful must have given that to you, because it will punish people doing bad things with consequences befitting of their actions. The Ent moves away from the cave, and you start seeing mutated looking pixies without wings walking out of the cave, angrily stomping, and you realize they've been turned into aberrations too. And the Nymph, you start to hear all the trees and grass and plants of the forest start to laugh their asses off at the pixies, who have now been turned into aberration pixies for their prejudice and rude nature. The forest thinks this is hilarious, as the pixies are now cursed for their rudeness and basically a conquest attempt. You realize one of them's trying to carry a crystal, but one of the Ents says, oh, no, I don't know what that crystal is, but screw you. It takes one of its roots, it pulls the crystal out of it, and just tosses it back in the cave. The Nymphs say, okay, look. It flies up to the Thergicamax and says, okay, look. You were here for a good week or so before all this shit went down. You didn't break us, you didn't eat us, and you were pretty chill. We're willing to have you as a neighbor as long as you don't do evil stuff. Do we have an agreement? The Thergicamax responds like, but you interpret it meaning, I just want my home back. I don't care if there's a homeowners association tied to it. I just want my nice house back. And the Nymphs say, it turns out that this cave you have here has mana crystals in it. If you use these crystals can be a font of magic energy, so that's why the Fae wanted it. And that's why we kind of didn't want them to have it, because they would have used it in the war. We're neutral in the Fae war, so we didn't want it to be brought into this. But if you join our side in being neutral, then now we won't have to worry about other people making plays on this thing. So, at long last, the pixies are ousted and given a taste of their own medicine. The forest itself and all its neutral Fae seem to agree to allow the Thergicamax to live in the cave and to keep people from using the magic crystals as leverage in the war. The Thergicamax gets its house back. You have resolved the quest, more crystals, more problems. But there is a cost. The pixies, as they're walking away, say... Hang on a second. You have no idea what sort of enemy you have made this day. And with that, they depart. You hear sighs and groans from the trees. They're like, ugh. And the nymph says, look, the nymph comes up to you and says, look, you were really nice to help us deal with the situation. We didn't like this pixie incursion, but we were admittedly a bit scared to do anything until now. But we'll throw you a bone. Here. The nymph goes to a flower and asks it to come with you. The flower starts walking by its roots over to you, and you gain a ×1 nymph of protection flower. This flower is a magic one that will protect you from bad juju from the pixies. They say, look, you helped us, so it looks like you've been drawn into this conflict with us. This flower will protect you. It can't talk or anything, but it's a very simple one, but it'll protect you, okay? One of the trees says, hey, isn't that Jessie? Isn't she the one who was like, wouldn't shut up and got turned into a flower because she made fun of the fairy queen? And the nymph was like, shush, 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 shush. It seems that the flower is eager to leave as well. With this, I'm cratering out of energy, and I think we've reached a stopping point. And then the nymphs offer to guide you back to the road so you can get to your destination more easily. And so you do. You go back to the road, you leave the cave behind, and the Thrugikamax bids you farewell, and it gives you a gift. It gives you a mana crystal from its cave. So, for next week, you'll have 1 Nymph of Protection and 1 mana crystal. You're welcome, Spiper. I try to put on a good show for you guys. I can't stream every day, otherwise I would absolutely burn out and wouldn't be able to do anything, but I try to make the time that I do stream count. I try to make it count for something, if I can. I may not be able to stream the longest or the most frequently, but I try to make the streams worthwhile. If only I could do something easier like a just chatting stream, but I would need a lot of turnout to make that work. Anyway, with that in mind, we're gonna end it here for next time, because I am so hungry and so tired. Yeah. Wait, that was the wrong button. Okay, so where am I? Okay, I'm here. So, I see no one has actually changed me back, so it seems you want me to be in my female form more often, so thanks for that. But I want to say thank you to everyone who came by. I really appreciate the gifted subs. No one's ever done that before to me. They only... Et tu, emo per burlento, et tu... But we're gonna rate a channel. I want to say thank you so much, though, because I often get a lot of imposter syndrome about my accomplishments. I have a hard time internalizing them, and I often wonder if I'm even making a dent in trying to grow this channel. Anyway, I'm really, really tired now, so let's go to Stream Manager and let's find someone to raid. I am absolutely exhausted. Following anyone I know. There is a guide to Raid Redemption if anyone wants to do it. Hey, Alice Crow is streaming. We could do them. A lot of these other ones are way too big, and they probably don't even want to be rated by a nobody like me. You know, we could probably just raid... Oh, they're doing, Alice Crow. Yeah, why don't we raid Alice? They're a good friend of mine. Oh. Alright, let's get ready. Okay, we're gonna start the raid in 3, 2, 1, boop! Now... we're getting it ready. We're getting it warmed up. I want to say thank you to everyone who came by. I really appreciate the support. And I will see you guys on Tuesday of next week as we do Deltarune Chapter 4. So, with no more ado, thank you everyone. I love you all. Bye-bye. I'm going to go pass out and have dinner. Bye, everybody. Rating now.